What's up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and in this video I want to show you guys a way of doing YouTube ad promotional tests that I found to be more effective than a variety of other methods. Like, I can't go into all the details and all the PPC tests I've done over the last few months, but there have been many tests between YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter X. And the YouTube promotional section is actually providing pretty good results for the price. Like, almost every platform you can get, pardon me, on almost anything you do, you can get a subscriber for $1, which is a pretty expensive price. And so the goal is obviously to figure out how to get more impressions that are targeted to drop that cost per acquisition. And in a number of the tests I've been doing, like, one thing I've found really effective is to target some of these, and this is my KJV Cards Ministry brand. It's just a side project that I'm building over time. But one of the things that I've found is to run a dollar ad test and to just see how certain video copy performs. And I've definitely found better performers than others doing these kinds of things. And for this recent End Times post, like, I decided to target individual countries and to see what kind of prices I could get and conversion rates on some of those. And so you can see, even with a low ad spend of just like 10 cents a piece, pardon me, it gives us a much better view on this back end section for the impressions that we can achieve um, in terms of cost and scale. And so when I was looking at this one here, this one's only 33 promotional impressions. And they want to default you to the tier 1 countries. So this one, I think, is Canada, if we take a look here. And if you're scoffing at why would you use the promotional section, well, believe it or not, it's actually pretty efficient and it's very fast. So you can do a lot with other ad types, but this is a really simple and quick thing to do. And if you run tests on new videos, it's a pretty efficient way to do things. So this one's targeting Canada, and you can see one thing I found that works well is you just put a total budget at $1, and then you set it out to a month or so in advance. And the trick here with some of my past ads is, let me show you this. I ran some tests a while back. Let me see if I can just you can see back last October I ran some tests, and see here I spent $33 and I got like nothing. 10,000 impressions, barely any views, and promotions from subscribers. And so what I figured out is the problem across all of the ad platforms is that the problem is the time. So if we highlight this one here, for example, and I don't know when it doesn't show us the start date, I don't think. Let's go back. Maybe it shows it. No, it doesn't show it anywhere. But it's the time frame. Like, the shorter the time frame, and this was probably done in a few day period of time where I was trying to get, it could have been like a week or something. But if it's a short time frame, the platform, and you can probably see it like right there. I think I did that within like a day or two. Like, it'll rack up the impressions, but they're not as targeted. Oftentimes it seems, because you don't get that many views, and then it never results in quality subscriptions. So what I've found is, if you drop the budget and extend the time, right? If let's say I'm doing a $30 budget in a week, then that's kind of like how I've noticed it separates things out. It says, hey, we're going to budget $4.50 or $4.25 for each of these days, right? Which some of you might think, well, that's common sense. Like, well, not exactly. Like, they give you the impression that they're going to divide your budget for the best prices, but that's not what happens. They just set the goal, and I've confirmed this on multiple platforms. They all work the same. They just set the goal of spending as much of that budget as possible each and every day. And so if I spend $1 over 30 days, it's going to divide that budget up much better. And you, with this method, you can get much better rates. So like with this Mother's Day one, for example, you can see this has been my best performing ad. I think part of it is, and this is also a copy type of thing, like testing how people respond to certain types of videos. And clearly people like the babies, and that kind of lends to YouTube. There's a lot of kids, like the top 10 YouTube channels are kids and teens, and so that's not really surprising. But you can see, I mean, I set probably $3 to $5 at first, right, over a pretty good deal of time of this past month, and it was able to achieve a lot more impressions. Look at this. Like, you're looking at 12 to 30, almost 2.5 times more impressions on very similar audience types, and not even a huge number of actual views, but 10% of the views, just about so far, are subscribing. So when you give YouTube more time, like, it seems to have the ability to match the audience better, and it'll spend less per day. So that's obviously not 3 cents per, well, it might be per the actual views, but let me see, 458, so times 458. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, it is. That actually is. Look at that. $15, $12.50. It's pretty close. So you might not think that that's a super good view rate, but the difference is the cost per subscription, right? For the subscription. So if I go 12.4 divided by 46, then now instead of paying $1 per subscriber, it's like a quarter. So you can scoff at that, but for all the many tests that I've been doing for a long time, like on terms of PPC, like targeted tests exactly to who it needs to be, like that's one of the best results that I've been able to achieve. Like I've been able to get millions of impressions on Twitter X, but the actual and some engagements, but the subscription rate is not nearly as good as it is here on YouTube. And so on some of these latter tests, what I've done here, like I said in the beginning, is I'm targeting individual countries, and you'll notice uh, and there's certainly there's a conversion mechanism, but the main goal is to just build the audience. So if we look at, for 10 cents, it gives us enough impressions to give us an idea about what's successful. That one's Israel. So that's kind of higher tier also, apparently. And let's see what else. What's the one that's given us better? It's probably an African country. Let's see what this one is giving. This one is Nigeria, yeah. And again, people might scoff at that too, but if the rates are cheaper overseas in some places and it can still get subscriptions and they still comprehend English language for this particular brand, that's still desirable. I think the goal here is to build up the follower base and get as much attention and traffic going, and then at some point you can start really pivoting more towards, in terms of conversions, to the right types of audience. So anyways, just a quick video with a neat trick that I've been using and seems to be doing pretty well, where if you hunker it down to $1 per month, and then you target specific countries, you can identify which countries are more receptive to the brand and the products that you're going for. And so that seems to be working a lot better here on YouTube than in other places. I won't go into I've been able to achieve over 3.5 million impressions over on X, but it's not nearly as great of a return on the subscriptions. And I mean, it's much higher engagements. So I mean, you can definitely get a lot of information out there with X, but it just doesn't. I mean, there's no retention capability. So it's like I'm getting not just, this is talking like 3 cents per view or something on YouTube, but over on X I'm getting, let's see, it's 0.30003 per view. So it's much better for the impressions, but if they don't result in subscriptions, if they don't result in sales, then what's the point? Like, they're just getting information out there. Like, there's social engagements. So maybe you can make an argument there for like social signals for an SEO standpoint or something like that. But pardon me. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.